The Fall is a game that I played on the Wii U, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. I really didn't expect much, and it kind of blew me away. I really enjoyed it. So, when I saw that The Fall Part 2, Unbound, was coming to the Switch, I thought, I gotta give this a shot, man, because I really liked the first one. So, I do have some thoughts on it. Does it hold up to what I expected, and is it a worthy follow-up to the first one? Let's find out. Start that timer.
Alright, so The Fall Part 2, I was really looking forward to this game. I really enjoyed the first one. I played it on the Wii U, and it does a really good job. So there's a recap in this game, and it goes through the events of the first one. I'm glad there is a recap. Could have done a little bit more, but it kind of just does the very bare minimum and just says, this happened, this happened, this happened. Let's move on. And then you pick right back up as Arid, who was the main protagonist in the first game. An AI that was part of a suit, and I won't say anything else other than that. You can watch the recap if you want, or play the first game. And from there, you kind of just go through this story. It's a very story-driven game. It's a 2D platformer, 2.5, I guess you could say. Like, there's a lot of depth there, but I'll say right up front, I was kind of disappointed with this game. So the story, you can pass through, you pass through these different AI, and there are different robots that are functioning in this world that you've crashed upon, and you're trying to figure out, like, hey, somebody's attacking me with this virus. Who's doing this? And so you travel through a few different robots, these AI, and you actually like interact with them while you're inside their body. So you're basically latching onto their body and like trying to take over. So it's that concept's really cool, and you're basically at odds with these robots or trying to work with these robots, one or the other. And you'll take over their story, and so you learn more about the world around you and what's going on and all of that stuff through their eyes and what they've experienced and that kind of stuff. So that's really cool. And the story itself is really interesting, and it kind of picks up right after the first one. And the first one had a really intriguing story as well, all related to AI and becoming self-aware and all that kind of stuff. So you get into these hosts and you try to utilize them, and then from there, a lot of the time they'll try to kick you out and move on from there, and you fight them once amongst each other to try to work together. It sounds weird, but that's how it is. So anyway, the visuals are sufficient, the music is decent, nothing too mind-blowing, the story's interesting. Passing through the robots is a really neat concept, and then they react, like as you can see here, they react and they can kick you out, and then you gotta fight. Which brings me to something else about this game. The battle mechanics in this game are terrible. They're just not good. You lock onto an enemy and you just keep pushing the button and you can jump, which in theory is okay, well, it's boring, whatever, but the frustrating part comes when you have, because you have a bar. Think of it like a stamina bar. So every time you jump and every time you shoot, it reduces it. So when you run out, you have to wait until it fills all the way back up, enough to do a jump or enough to shoot something. So it's really frustrating. The good news about this is that at the beginning, you can bypass this. So you can choose to do a more story-driven experience as opposed to using the battles and things like that. So that's a plus. That's good. The other thing that really sucks is the puzzle elements suck in this game. And as you probably noticed so far, you walk around and you aim, not a reticle, but you aim around the room, and you can choose to do specific things and look at things and interact with them. And everything honestly just devolves into, okay, just go to this item, cycle through what you can do, look at it, see if you can interact, blah, 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 go from there, and then you just move on. And that's kind of what it devolves to, because some of the puzzles just they're not very easy to move on from it, like to solve and to figure it out. Some of them are cool, most of them are not. And the area designs just aren't good. The level designs, the area designs is kind of bland, and I get what they're doing. Some of the areas were okay, but even then the level design wasn't very good. I mean, there was one area where I got stuck for 10-15 minutes, and the reason I got stuck is because of the poor level design, where so initially it was having me go to the background, so like it guided me through the gameplay and just kind of like visual cues. Oh, go to the background, go to the background. So I was going from platform to platform into the background, and then all of a sudden I was stuck, and it didn't really indicate that I needed to go back the way I came to the foreground again. So I was really frustrated after 10 to 15 minutes, ready to turn it off, and then I just kind of stumbled upon that and got out of that section. And so that's what I mean by the poor level design. Alright, so what did I think of The Fall Part 2 Unbound? Well, the concept of passing through robots is neat. The story is interesting. The visuals and the music are sufficient enough. They do a decent enough job. The battle mechanics just are not good. But the good news is that you can bypass those at the beginning and do a more story-driven experience, so that's good. The puzzle elements are just not good. Everything devolves into just, okay, well, let's just cycle through what I can do, and that's that. And then the area designs aren't very good. They're not very... they're not creative enough for this type of game. It didn't do well with me. So I can't recommend this game. As much as there were cool parts to it, I can't recommend this one.